Hello everyone. Today's video, as you probably have seen from the thumbnail, gonna be about the Staff of the Prophet, which I think is a super cool artifact. Pretty much how it works. Okay, I'm gonna explain it in case you don't know. So let's say, for example, you have these 1, 2, 3, 4 marches, okay? And let's say, for example, I need to find another march. Okay, let's say this march, that doesn't work. Okay, come on, give me some random. Okay, let's say just this darling. Okay, let's say this darling is fighting somewhere. Okay, you can use the Staff of the Prophet, which is an artifact with 8-hour cooldown, to move your marches towards the enemy, or well, no, towards your friendly march that is engaged. So that way, you're able to move, like, I don't know, like, bear in mind this artifact works in the zone you are. So for example, if you are in this zone, you cannot go and make a TP here, but if you're on here, you can literally TP yourself on the other edge. Okay, so it's a super cool artifact, and I just recorded it's an insane plane from Echo. I really liked it. I think there's a bit of a mistake at the end of the play, which I will mention, so I can hear other opinions, but yeah, super strong artifact. The only issue is your casual kingdom probably will not get much use out of it, because you need a lot of them. I think it's maximum 5 marches per artifact that it can TP. So let's say, for example, you have 100 marches to move, you will need 20 people coordinated to use the stuff at the same time to move those 100 marches. But then again, the projection power that this allows you, you know, like, you might be thinking you're safe in this zone of the map, but then suddenly only one march appears, and then that march is projecting 100 march power. So yeah, super cool artifact, 8-hour cooldowns. It's kind of wild, like it's a high time, but I get the reasoning. So yeah, the video, first I want to show you a bit the layout of the zone that this took place. As you will see in the video, BDO was fighting here versus ROB. We were building these 2 mana walls, plus ROB was building this alliance keep, because as we check the layout of the map, the dragon, Shadow Dragon, is here. They are trying to hold the choke point, so BDO cannot go towards the dragon. And yeah, so let's go straight into the video. So as you can see, this is already a way different layout than the one I was showing on the map. They were going at it hard, like they were fighting here for like probably hours, to be honest. This is when I stopped it. Like when I stopped recording, they were still going at it. So as you can see, this is the force that I just showed built, and here is the Alliance mana wall from ROB and the one from BDO. So pretty much a choke point where both teams were trying to push and to hold in the case of ROB. So let's move forward, because as I said, this took a long time. Okay, and it should be around here. Okay, so we can see BDO sent Blink, I think it's called. Let's see. Yeah, Blink is pushing hard with infantry, and as I said, infantry is the main, like, it's what makes the battlefield shift. So we can see Blink went in, enemy mid-range merges are starting to pull back, BDO is starting to get a bit more aggressive, but the moment Blink starts dying with his 5 or 4 infantry marches, then we can see the things starting to stale. Now here comes the play. So let me see, is this, no, this is ROB. Because what I wanted to see, if I was able to see what Echo March was the trigger for all the artifacts, but it's something here, but I'm not able to see. So we can see here ROB is starting to get aggressive again, but suddenly the staff play is gonna happen and it will change everything. So yeah, look, all, like, I don't know how many people from Echo are just coming in, and a bit more will come. Those are just the first movers. Right now, if you check the movement of ROB, they just realize what's going on. They know they're screwed, because right now you're in the same situation as I shown TFS in my last video, where suddenly you're getting engaged from those sides, you're on the middle, you will be crushed, and because you are so packed, every single AoE hit is like it's getting maximum value. So as we can see, Echo is teleporting all the marches, some caps to rush in. BDO is starting to get aggressive on the right side. They know what's coming. They know this is your moment. You either clean up the battlefield right here, or you're gonna spend the next 3 hours just fighting for the choke point until one of the sides just ends up giving up. I gotta say, the mistake is a bit, like, I will explain why I think there was a bit of a mistake after after the moves, but yeah, for now let's just keep going. As we can see, huge damage going on all sides. Video infantry is just YOLOing in, just full send it. Echo is doing the same. They know this is the moment to clean up ROB. We can start to see a lot of ROB marches getting set faced. 1, 2, 3 from Echo. Video is pretty much chilling right now because all this, like all the focus from ROB is on cleaning Echo so they can retreat. But yeah, we can see ROB is feeling the pain right now. Like ROB is really feeling the pain. Lots of marches dying. Some of them are trying to retreat towards their cities. And yes, we can see BDO right now to control of the Alliance mana well and the Alliance keep. They could start destroying them. But here I think it's where one of the first mistakes starts. So you're fighting inside the ROB cities, which means every single time Echo loses a march is probably like a 15-minute walk, while ROB ROA can just instantly reinforce. So like you need to play this super safe because every single one of your marches counts, while ROB has a bit more of leverage on losing their marches because of the city placements. Okay, so now as we can see, I mean, look, I might be wrong in this, but I'm pretty sure there's no coalition between Echo and BDO, so this might explain the move they are about to do. But as we were seeing, BDO is gonna push towards the bottom left, while Echo will shove hard to the top. If there's no coalition, I can understand this move, because then you're risking friendly fire and you don't want BDO killing Echo while the enemy is just reinforcing. But if they are in a coalition, the ideal plan will be BDO, for example, holds this zone where the buildings are and are destroying them, and Echo just pushes bot and stays here. Every single time they try to push, both teams engage from different flanks towards the enemy. But I think it's more like the first case animation where there's friendly fire. So as we can see, Echo is going full top, BDO is going full bottom, ROB is just getting destroyed at this point. Like, bear in mind, like, some of those marches from ROB, like, as this has been going on for hours, some of them were AFK, you know, like, this just catch them by surprise, like, they didn't have time to react. You can see some more stuff plays going on, but yeah, like, ROB, ROA, now, right now, this stuff play, this is why this is so great. This just changed everything. It went from BDO struggling to push ROB, and ROB having an advantage position, to literally ROB is on the run, and right now they need help. We will see that. So, okay, is this the first guy? Yeah, we can see catching fire is starting to send some marches here because they know what's going on. They know they need to help ROB, and I think here is the first mistake. I think Echo just got too hyped by this move. They are going all in and going so much towards the north. Like, bear in mind, it's full of cities. You're gonna start losing marches, and if this Echo murder ball loses, then again we're moving into 1 versus 1 between BDO and ROB and a bit of catching fire. And BDO has been fighting so hard versus so many kingdoms that they have to be depleted. Okay, I do believe even 960 from Rise of Kingdoms will not be able to win a 2 versus 4. Like, and then you need to add stamina. Okay, like, you can have, for example, like a free-to-play player from like ROB. He's gonna probably outperform at some point some massive whale from BDO, because that guy, like the whale, has no stamina on the main marches, so maybe he, like, now right now he needs to use Garwood, like, I don't know, like Garwood, some like the epic orc hero, because that's the only thing he has left with the stamina. Meanwhile, because they have way more players, they can have free-to-plays with only 1 awakened march, but at that point, like, he's just outperforming the whale due to stamina. Like, here, having numbers, having a high activity kingdom counts a lot, and a 2 versus 4 for me is like, I never expected them to honestly win. Like, the numbers were never on their favor, but the performance they put is just incredible. Like, they've shown they're probably the top fighting kingdoms. They put themselves into a disadvantageous position, and they literally stood with it and held, like, super strong. So yeah, this pretty much was the staff player. Made like, we're gonna check here back. It made ROB from having like the good defensive position to full retreat. I do believe at the end the hard push by Echo towards the top was a mistake, because even if you don't get the objectives, right now you inflicted a lot of pain on the enemy. Like they have insane resource healing costs compared to you, where you didn't lose as many marches. But by making that push towards the north, you're starting to lose as many marches as them, and at the end you're just evening out the situation. You know, like yes, you cannot get the objectives because they take like 1 hour or 2 hours. Like they can take time, but every 8 hours you can inflict a lot of pain in the resources healing cost on the enemy. And I think in a 2 versus 4 you need to play a lot with that. Like you need to maximize the amount of pain you inflict into the enemy while reducing yours. Because just bear in mind, like every single march from Echo and BDO has to count for 2 marches of the enemy. That's considering a stamina, that's considering healing resource cost, because they're in a 2 versus 4. And by the way, this is not like Catching Fire has 10 bill power and Video has 20 mil bill power, so they needed another 10 bill alliance to equal the power. No, no, no. We're talking that they are similar in power. Like this for me was too crazy. I just hope none of the Video and Echo players gets burnt out after this KVK. Like losing kinda sucks, but look, like I don't know, like you just put such a crazy performance that probably any fighter in some other kingdoms, like they're gonna try to apply to you. Like this is peak fun in these types of game. Of course, ideally you win, but like I don't know, I rather lose having action and fighting and having like something in the game going on than literally going to a KVK that is dead as fuck. Yes, I'm gonna be able to grind some free rewards, but then like there's no way I'm surviving 2 months of literally zero PvP. Like here I am in 611 right now. We're finishing matchmaking. This fucking week of like doing the migration and matchmaking and then Brings of War, just killing me, and just like many people in my kingdom would rather be fighting than doing this nonsensical thing. You look every single day and you're like, bro, when is the KVK starting? I just wanna go in. And that's why I hope no one from Video and Echo ends up quitting, because like the performance was super good. Was like I honestly expected less from them, especially after seeing Catching Fire. I didn't know them really, but like they have the activity, they have the players, like just absolutely insane KVK. Like as I said, I think probably even like more crazy than some of the, like I think this was actually crazier than the 2003 77 and the 960 from Rise of Kingdoms. To be honest, I think this was actually crazy. I hoped it maybe was a 2 versus 3, because then it would have been a bit more balanced, but yeah, absolutely stellar performance. That's it.